talk about this love thing. But the first thing I think all religions and all mystics tell us is that God is love. And if God is love and we are made in that image and likeness, hello, hello, it's us too. You know, when Meister Eckhart said, someone asked, what does God do all day long? And he said, God gives birth. All through eternity, God lies on the maternity bed, giving birth every day. That's why Rumi calls God the mother, and we are her children. That's us. We are born in that. Now, the confusing part of all this, do you feel love all the time? Oh, come on, be honest. Be on, not 24/7. Okay, because we are filled, being human, with all of the feelings and all of the emotions. So love is teaching us continually to rise up to a greater experience. But we have to battle the human stuff. And sometimes it's truly hard. I don't know, has anybody felt a little funky lately? Just a little bit funky lately, like me. It's because the world is kind of shaken up with weather events and everything else that's going on, and wars all over the place, and it gets shaken up. We feel that because there is a collective consciousness that unites us all. Now, Carl Jung called the collective shadow the consciousness of the fear and the violence and the negativity that gets underneath in the unconscious mind of life. And we all feel it, right? It's when we're fighting against each other and working against each other. It's blame, it's anger, it's violence, it's hatred, it's all that stuff that we know better, but we feel it. But the good thing is we have the tool right now in this minute to rise above it. It doesn't mean we won't feel it, because life is filled with emotion. And when we open our hearts, as Mark Nepo tells us, if we want to rise up in love, we have to open our hearts and feel it all. The beauty, the joy, the wonder, the love, the disappointment, the fear, the sadness, the confusion. We've got to hold it all, but have a heart that knows love more than anything. The greatest teacher that could teach us that is Jesus. He was living in a time of betrayal and suffering and rejection, and he had it all shot at him, and he could still hold that energy of love. He knew the most important thing we could do in the whole world is, number one, love God, and number two, love each other. That was it. We have to do that. And we have the power to do it. And love is teaching us all the time that we need to lift up. We need to rise up. We don't heal this collective shadow, Jung said, by putting up our fists. We heal it by looking within ourselves, because we all hold all the emotions. And where are we prioritizing? The anger, the blame, the upset, the greed. Where are we doing that in our life? Because we all do it. It's part of our growth process. It's not because we punish ourselves or we're bad. It's because we just need to recognize it and ask a question: what's love teaching us? Well, love, I think, equates to compassion, being able to see humanity and accept it and not lose ourselves in it. And we can say, what would compassion, what would love, what would peace, what would understanding do here? So we lift ourselves, because understanding, we can pretty much face anything if we understand. We understand love teaches us to see people, not to just look at them, but to see beyond the surface, to be able to see, oh, there's a soul in there, learning about love. Because the greatest definition I heard about who are we is we are love, learning to love, learning how to love. Because that's what we're doing. We're made of it, but we've got other stuff in there we've got to get through. We have to learn about in there. Here's something that Ernest Holmes said, and I've saved this because it really is a really depth of understanding, a depth of perception, a depth of who we're really meant to be, that we can look at. He says it takes a lot of living to discover perhaps the person who lies drunk in the gutter, in their own way, is trying to find their lost treasure, just as we are. They're doing the same thing that the one who kneels in ecstasy before the altar of God. When we get to the place where we can see the negativity, the hurt, the violence, the anger, the blame, whatever it is, and hold that as people looking for the same thing we're looking for, something more in our life, how to be our best person we can be. That's what we're here to do. So Mark Nepo teaches us that we need to open our heart and open to all of it and let the goodness flow in. We have to practice that. He equates, in his book of Awakening, Mark Nepo equates love to water. And he said, love is like water. It is something that flows, fills, nourishes, and touches all it encounters. If we can use that to have that deeper understanding that we're all made of that same stuff, and let that touch the hard places in the world. I don't know anybody right now that's not experiencing some difficulty, because things are churned up and shaken up, not because we're being punished. We've called this in so we can lift up to a greater understanding. We can reach our hands out in help, in goodness, that we can be called on to bring our better selves up as we're looking out at anything that's bothering us or disturbing us. We're called to do the best thing. You know, love teaches us to forgive. I'll tell you, we'll see if I've never done this because I'm kind of afraid of my phone. It has a mind of its own. Really, I do something that's like, where did that come from? But we'll see. Oh, hi, Kirk and Naya and Deanna. They open up. Okay, well, we know the most famous love quote from the Bible, but I'm going to read it. My friend sent it to me this morning, not somebody who goes to the center here, but she sent it to me, and it's just like consciousness, you know. Here I'm speaking about love today. Of course, in Corinthians 13, 4 through 7, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Okay, well, I think I have some work to do, but anyway, it's a good thing to aim for, right? Because we're all in progress here, so it's a good thing to aim for. But love does teach us to forgive. And I know I've talked to Karen about this a lot, because this is something that kept me going for a long time. Those people that hurt you and they wound your heart, and then you don't know what to do. Well, we don't really know the whole situation a lot of times, but our job is to say, I love you, I forgive you, I release you to whatever experience you're having right now. I'll love you through it. I am on my own path. I'm on a path where I need to do my work. I need to find my love and goodness in me too. So we need to keep that as a good, you know, in this process of loving, self-love is not negotiable. Say that. Self-love is not negotiable. Because the more we love ourselves, the more we're good to ourselves and treat ourselves well, the better we'll treat other people. When we start downing ourselves and putting ourselves down, we pull down other people to reflect to us. So, what did I say? Self-love is non-negotiable. I want that to be really a mantra that really works on you, and you think about it. I want to tell you one person that I have a book of hers that's not by her. I don't have her original book. But I have a book Matthew Fox wrote about her, Julian of Norwich. Julian was a medieval anchoress and mystic, and she lived because she wanted to anchor herself in prayer, because she knew prayer was a direct connection to God. She wanted to anchor herself in love and prayer. There was a little room. It's been called a little room or a cell. I'll call it a little room. I like that better. But she lived in this little room. There was one window that looked into the church and the sanctuary there so she could observe the Mass. She was an anchoress who was alone, secluded. So she could look at the church and the services and what was going on. And the other window opened out to the public. So she could give prayer and help uplift people. She lived her whole life through the time of the bubonic plague. And do you know in England, they lost 50% of the people in England, 50% of the population at that time. She never lost her faith. She never gave up. In 1370, she published a book, an important writing called Revelations of Divine Love. And the first publication was very small, and she added to it later because she had revelations from God about love. And as I said, she too called God the mother, giving birth to everybody, but more than that, protecting everyone, teaching people that their sins, which we don't believe in sin as an evil force, but she didn't either. She says sin is an opportunity for you to get closer to God, closer to love, closer to understanding, and she would teach that. But the one thing she had one of the many things she had, she coined a word in English. That book actually is the oldest, the first book, the earliest surviving book written in English by a woman. Pretty phenomenal, I'd say. I know. Yeah, you go, girl. That's right. That was good. She coined a Middle English word called oneing, O-N-E-I-N-G. And oneing, she made the word one into a verb. And oneing, here's her definition. She said, it is the deep, unbreakable, mystical union between God, humanity, and all of creation. When you say, I am oneing, it's when we're gathering the divine love and connecting to Spirit in this moment. And when we get to that place where we're connected to Spirit, we're always connected to each other because we find unity and connection. All mystics know that we are all connected. We can't be separate as much as we think we are. We can't. We're all made of the same stuff. And she knew that so beautifully. So just take a moment right now, just in that moment, just if you want to close your eyes, if you want to just be still, and think of that word wanting. Getting in alignment, opening, becoming available to the divine love that is present in every moment. As Emily read in her reading this morning, how beautiful it is. It's always available for us. And oftentimes, simply what we need to do is to focus when we feel off. Just focus on one word, whether it be love, peace, kindness, whatever it is in the moment you need, and just repeat it over and over again, like pouring into you the word love, 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 until you are filled to overflowing. Rumi said, I open and fill with love, and what is not love evaporates. And so just hold that in your mind as you fill yourself with peace, whatever it is you need. And that is enough prayer in the moment to be aligned with that goodness that we call God, that we call love, that whatever words you want to call it in the moment. Love needs to be practiced. It's there, but I told you we've got all this stuff in here that we have to learn to settle, to be aware of, to hold, but to not let it dominate, not let us lead and make the choices in our life. Mother Teresa said, I am a little pencil in the hand of God, writing a love letter to the world. I am a little pencil in the hand of God, writing a love letter to the world. If you were doing that right now, what would you be saying? What is it that you'd be putting in this love letter to the world as this channel that's come from the wanting, the oneness, the openness, the connection of love to all the world, the oneness, the peace that comes in that knowing? Wow. Can you just call out a word that comes to you, just a word or a little phrase that you might? My word's understanding. Just call out one. Kindness, collaboration, peace, compassion, all the words that are in that letter that we write right here. It never leaves us. That letter we write to God is inscripted on our hearts and in our minds. We get to carry it with us wherever we go. And you might say, oh, I can't write a letter to the world. Who am I? Who am I? And this is what, my friend Rumi says, that beautiful mystic. He said, I am so small, I can barely be seen. How can this great love be inside of me? Spirit answers, look at your eyes. They are small, but they see enormous things. We can see so much. We can see so much. We can share so much. It's beautiful. Just remember, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Great love. So I told you love has to be practiced. So I hope we have the call and response up here. Do we? Jeff, I don't know if I got it to Kirk, and I don't know. Oh my gosh, you got it. Good for you, buddy. Thank you. I think I got it to him at like 5:30 this morning, so that's really nice. Okay. How about if I start? Okay, good. What is our greatest teacher?
Love is our greatest teacher.
What does love teach us? What do we do when our hearts have been hurt?
Close our hearts.
What do we do when we are afraid? And what shall we leave wherever we go? And who are we? We are love, we are loved, we are living expression of divine love. And so it is. And so we live, and so we love, and so are we. And I want you to take this minute and just do that thing we started with the opening prayer. Just breathe in whatever that little crudiness we might have felt earlier. And just breathe out that word as it's either love or kindness or compassion, and heal the world. Just imagine that moving around, embracing the world, and knowing that together we are so much better than we are when we're just alone, and with the gift we give each other. So blessed to have each other. Oh, love you guys. I know you're loved. I feel the love for you. I can feel it back, and we make good changes in this world by uplifting and expanding. Thank you.